When I told you that this is the cause of your uncomfortable or your not well-being. If the company is starting to selling your phone with the program to make you relax. So this is the systemic change. Instead of selling the phone, selling the service to you also. Right now, the Google, the Apples, the big company starting to have a solution for their staff to work with best performance. Why? Like I said, you know the UN SDG have 17, and for the social health enterprise as a SHE, she here, yeah. The AIT UNO Center help we analyze our social return on investment and social impact, and it become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11? No? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 out of 17. Possibly. Right now we have a 15 in our model also. When you want to start the social business, look at the framework of this 17 choice. If you do one of them, good. If your job can create 2 of them, very good. But if you can generate tens of them with one work, that is tremendous success. So we have to go to this. It starts from the proposal. If your proposal is small, then you cannot go to here. If you want to go from here to here, you reference your thought about this and develop the product that can deliver the impact in this amount. Okay. I need one volunteer who cry loudest in the class. Okay, he volunteer. Do you agree? Okay. Yeah. Do you have belonging in your floor? No. Okay. Take a seat like this. Yes. I will not disturb your training time. I will explain. As a heart doctor, what I see lately is that younger and younger generation come to visit me with hypertension. Sometimes they are overweight, coming with diabetes, and mostly of them come with a headache. Do you feel a bit headache right now? No, you may not feel, but after 2 minutes, I will make you feel that, wow, before this, I have something abnormal in my body. Yeah. Look on your right most. Yeah, it's easy, man. Look at his face. Oh, you're still alive. What do you feel? You feel tingling to your finger? Yeah, you have some weird thing. Right, okay. Right, I said that I attack to the muscle that you use to look at the smartphone, and instead of a massage like a general massage. We attack in a different way. What you feel the difference about your left arm and your right arm? It's light.
Yeah.
It feel light. Yeah.
This one.
And the left side of the head, you feel light too. Okay. Look on your left most. Okay. Easy. What about his face? At my thumb, I press on a specific point of the neck muscle that have a micro cramping reside in it, causing the muscle to be tense. Do you feel something up to the center of your head? Yeah, I cannot hear you. Okay. Please stand up. And tell me, 2 minutes ago, do you have any headache?
No.
But what you feel now? You feel your head will light?
Kind of. Yes.
Yes, kind of light. It's meaning that before this, we are living with the tense of the muscle and looking at it as a normal. What I introduced to you, this is have to be the normal. Okay? I need one woman. Yeah? Please? I will repeat the same maneuvers. You know, when you invent or innovation some things, it has to be repeatable. Why it have to be repeatable? Because the business is not doing by yourself, but doing by your teams. And the smartphone is a global problem. So every country have to be enjoy the feeling with the team that can deliver and copy the effect. Look on your rightmost. You can tell everyone each second what you feel. Hello?
I'm fine.
I'm fine, yeah. You know, you are starting to sweating here.
Yeah, I do have sweating on my hands.
Yeah, and it will sweating more because that is the effect of the autonomic nervous systems of the body. Do you feel something up to the middle of your head?
Not yet. Still there.
Already there?
A bit.
A bit. And then. Can you explain your left arm and your right arm, what you feel the difference?
It's a bit being stretched.
Okay. I make you equal.
Okay.
On the leftmost. Thank you. We can develop the product and selling it in a many way, like if you're selling as an application to teach the people to do to your colleague, that is application sale. But if you want the whole body, it cannot be learned by the application. So I set up the youth that the second zero of the 3 zero of Dr. Yunus is called the youth unemployment. So I will continue my session after this. Stand up, please. What do you feel right now?
Yeah, it's feel lighter and here like
do you feel like your eye will more brightness? You can see the thing clearly?
Yeah, a little bit maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously like it is like more light over here.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, if we look closely, analytically enough to the UN SDGs, that is 17 here, it grouped into for the economic, the social, and the environment group. And this is a Thailand when we are mapping our 20-year national strategy framework, mapping it to the UN SDG. So we know that if we want to combat what to do with the economic, what is the plan number 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. This is you can use it as a reference. If you want to combat, do good for the social, look at the column here, what is good for the social, create a just society and reduce inequalities. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you enhance and develop potential of human capital, you are doing 1, 2, 3 columns of the UN SDG like this. And if you are kind of a Greenpeace people, you want to do on the environment, what is the thing that you can do is that fairly growth of the sustainable development. This is quite a universal and cover every topic of the environment, something like that. This is your world. And this is also your friend world, your mother world, your father also. Everyone in the world will suffer with the stress, except someone in the Tibet. Have you been in the street like this? Anyone from Indonesia? Do you feel, have you been in this situation?
Yes, it's in Jakarta.
In Jakarta. Yeah. And you know it's a hell hot because every raw engine will pump out the heat and you have to stay amid of the sun in the road that is very hot and the hotness from the motorcycle. According to the International Labour Organizations, you see the pictures. Right now in the world, we have two business models to generate the income. One is make you more profit, and we take the profit from that. And the second, we make you less loss, and we take the profit from your less loss. Understand? If I make you, like I sell the raw material to you, and you can produce a new good or a good goods, selling goods, I get the benefit from I selling good to you. But our model is that in the world, the people not come to work, absenteeisms, or come to work but not bring their head. We call it the presenteeisms. You know what the meaning? It's a meaning that in the meeting, when you ask any idea, no any idea from around the table. Because this is a new kind of a class, right now we have one chair open. You can have it for free. So start from the last row. I tell you that if you can help the company to less loss, Nowadays, the loss is come in three forms: not come to work or come to work without hate, and then loss of the productivities. And most of all, the healthcare costs are increased for the company. In 2015, is around 600 billion euro were lost with three factors. If you can reduce it to about 200 billions and you take half of that benefit, it's meaning that you generate the income of a 100 billion euro per year. Right now it happened in Thailand. The stock exchange of Thailand recognize our work that make you feel fresh. It's not the massage. We call it the human maintenance service. You see the air condition? They need maintenance every 3 months. You have a car, it has to need maintenance every 5,000 kilometers. And do you have any maintenance before? No. Yes, right. You eating, you sleeping. You eating is just like you just put in the fuels. You're sleeping is you just parking, but you don't maintenance. Actually, during your sleep time, during 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., your body will release the growth hormone to repair inside of you. But if you are playing your smartphone until midnight, then you destroy your healing power. And this is a very scientific, very medical knowledge. We know that if you sleep later than 11 p.m., you will be more deteriorated and look old very fast. Do you know how age am I? '54. Yeah, older than your mother and father. Yes, I am 54. But you have to see at my lean muscle. I'm not the athlete, I'm just doing the work. So look at these numbers. Because to make and selling good to the other, to get the income from the selling good, have a lot of the people doing it every day already. But any service that helping them to less loss were not much in this industry. The same data, the stress will impact to the well-being, the cardiovascular, burnout, depression, anxiety, suicide. Do you know how many who come from China? Okay. Many years ago, we remember about the case of the Foxconn. Yeah, with the worker who have to work for 18 to 20 hours per day. They're starting to jump from the fifth floor down to the earth. It's because of the burnout, because of the stress impact. We come from Japan. Japan is the highest rate of the suicide because of the stress from the work, because of the culture of perfectionists make them stress. And it leading to the alcohol and drug abuse, the increase in the cigarette smoking, the unhealthy diet, and no exercise. So most of these one were back and forth, back and forth. So making you, when you get rich enough, more than half of your income go to repair yourself, not the maintenance. If you see many people starting to have the diabetes, hypertension, stroke, heart disease when they are 45, what is the meaning? It's meaning that they just half of their life because of life expectation is 80 years and they broke in the middle and they have to live another 35 years with a broken body because they're not aware of this. Like I said, the smartphone is the most richest things that invent. Do you leave the home one day and you forget the smartphone? What you feel?
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
and you feel very anxiety, you know?
No, I feel I forgot everything. I'm forgetful.
Yeah, you forget everything because everything you are trusting them to remember is not in your brain anymore. Anything you want, you just Google it. When we are born, we're born with the green and red systems. I try to explain to you that innovation have to base on knowledge. Innovation is not by accident. Okay, one seat are free. You can have the service, but don't cry out loud. Okay. Any innovations based on the knowledge, but the knowledge that I invent this is come from 1910, around that. It doesn't mean that just like the startup today, you use the Bitcoin, the latest cryptocurrencies, that is not stable yet. But with this red and green, the medicine will develop the anti-hypertension because the people who have overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system have the hypertension. So we invent the beta blocker. We invent the calcium blocker to treat the hypertension. And when the people cannot have a good parasympathetic, they cannot sleep well, we invent the alprazolam, we invent the diazepam to make you sleep and want you to repair yourself. But right now, the people will lose of their balance because the balance, the average person, daily range were about this. You are around 20 years old. If you look at the kindergarten, this very small one, do you have ever, I think you don't have a kid yet, but they have a lot of power, you see? When you send them into the kindergarten, they're starting to run, and have the activity for the whole day. And in the afternoon, when they got to sleep, they sleep very tight and wake up to run again. And when in the car, they ask everything in the car. And the mom wants to shut them up. And when back home, they are praying until 7 or 8. They're starting to sleep until 6 o'clock in the morning. Do you sleeping well this time? No. You feel less and less sleep. That is meaning that when you are not in the normal daily range like this, you are just pushed in the flight or flight position, you deprive your healing power. And it comes with a lot of the symptoms: chronic muscle pain, abdominal pain, nausea, constipations, weight gain, trouble sleeping, cerebral fog. And the cerebral fog is your most dangerous because you're a student. Do you feel that sometime you got out from the lecture room and immediately you forget what you have listened. Yes. Not because of you just playing the smartphone during that time, but because you are out of balance and your memory start to have it had a fog, overcrowded. I have my 3 boys, and I use the 3 boys as the test tube. I developed the manual here with my boys, and all of them were top of the class. Even one is a gold medal international biochemical Olympic. I deliver this kind of the service to them every week, every time before they go to examinations. They got a bright idea and come with a lot of initiation during their student time. Any of you have some of this problem? What do you think you have? The meaning of the exercise intolerance is that when you walk up 3 or 4 stairs and you're starting to panting. No, not yet. Not yet.
Bloating, abnormal.
Abdominal pain.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Do you realize, do you know before it's because of your stress?
I think I know. It's kind of like when I stress, after I come back from my learning or school, I feel very tired, and it's kind of don't want to eat anything because bloating.
Yeah. So what you do? Not go to school anymore? But actually you have to go. Yeah. So you need the remedies or the treatment that make you feel happy about this. Okay, you will be on the queue very soon. And please focus on what you're feeling right now and after the session of the 10-minute therapy. Okay? All of my design, again, innovations based on knowledge. Based on, and you have to create it to be repeatable and until profitable. Especially if your profit will fulfill many of the UN SDGs. To do like that, what my therapy were different from another massage that you probably have, is that I don't relax your muscle at the muscle. I go to your brain. Do you remember the feeling that when you have my fingers here, you feel very painful? Yes. And the pain pathway that deliver from this point to the specific point of your brain, starting to ignite the new signal and sending the signal through your arms, the whole arm. So when I release, your arm and your neck feel light. So if you are rethinking, you have the application of tense on the right shoulder, tense of the left shoulder. And I just ask the brain to relieve the tense on the right and on the left. It's like I make the background app refresh. Everyone imagines when you open 20 apps in the background, what happened? Sometimes it slows down. It's use a lot of, but it drains the battery. So when you feel in the afternoon time you have no power, and when the teacher asks you some question, you are wing, wing, wing. cannot come up with the answers. Okay, one is free. Father ช่วยจัดคิวด้วย The service were included in your tuition terms, okay? So we are refresh the whole brain on the both sides in 10 minutes. And this service use just only one chair. And it can be at the airport, at the SkyTrain, at the subway, or even in the park. And what do you think if a youth from the vulnerable group have been learning this skill and that just carry one chair and deliver the massage, deliver the human maintenance service, and they get 3 or 4 times of the regular incomes of the normal people. Right now, I have training through groups. You maybe wonder, it's just a kind of the service why it create a lot of UNSDG. Because you are choosing your therapist, you decide your business model. I train the female offenders or the prisoners. Thailand had 44,000 prisoners, and more in any country, the women prisoners were coming up. And when they're released, it's very hard for them to have a work to earn for living. So then they go back to their criminal circle again and recidivisms or return to the jail again. And in the jail, they're living on your taxpayer. Okay, are you sleepy? Can I help you? Okay, it's normal. It's normal. On your left. Okay, I say that if you want to, you know that your products are good and you want to amplify the social impact, you go to the vulnerable groups and give this opportunity to them. The second group for me is that I go to the hill on your left. It's quite easy, just what you say?
It's hurtful.
Painful, yes. We have to use the pain pathway to tell your brain that it needs to release the endorphins and also make you bright again. Do you feel alert?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyone want this alert medicine? Yes? Okay, I go to you. This is a business model also. Instead of them bring the people to the service station, the service go to them. On the leftmost, yes. Probably you think it may be dangerous, but with the well-trained and the simulations on the iPad, I can simulation this service. Okay. We knowing that we hit to the point by looking at there, her legs starting to trembling. That is meaning that we hit the point. Yes? See?
So painful.
Very painful. Yes, thank you. And the pain pathway will wake you up.
Yes.
Yes, you feel awake. innovations for the social business, you have to choose the economic, the social, or the environment. But my work spanned the whole three categories, because first I trained the female prisoners. That is number 16 of the UN SDGs. And I work with the Stock Exchange of Thailand. Normally, the company was spending a lot of money each year for the CSR work. But instead of spending away, they just hiring the ex-prisoners to service to their staff, and their staff feel fresh, more competitiveness, and they can report to the stock exchange that I caring about my people well. And this process they call CSR in process. They pay money for the CSR in process, and in the same money, they give work to the ex-prisoners. It's meaning that the same money also create the CSR after process. And the second group is even the ministers, I deliver the service on the ground. We deliver it. You see, this is our second group. Do you know this kind of dress? Not the Japanese. That minority groups, the ethnic groups. Yeah. The ethnic group were living on the hill, and they earn their living by cut down the tree to grow the corn. Who come from Indonesia? Okay, the situation in Indonesia is very, very worse about cutting down the tree, and we can stop them, or else we will facing with a more storm. Like this year, you from Japan?
I came from China.
China. You see the storm that hit Japan this year, it caused a lot of flood because of the climate change. And the climate change. So I trained the second group of these young people. This person and this man come from the same village. This delivered in the middle of the shopping mall in Bangkok. And when they are not ready yet, they can have a job at their village there. We can deliver it on the BTS, in the park, even on the pilgrim process. We also create a more powerful relaxing, the more powerful human maintenance using the laydown. And you can have I have the people from the International Court of Justice, a very high ranked person, come to visit me because he wants to sleep. You know, what is the meaning? It's meaning that he shifts to the red all the time, not on the green one. So they come from Geneva to visit me, because after 30 minutes of human maintenance service, he can sleep well for about a week. And he can finish more job than previously. I wish you some person may be interested in this when you go back and when you graduated and want to do good things to the world and earn a lot of enough money, not a lot, enough money. Come to join me. This is the situations of the Borneo, 1950 to the 2020s. This is the cause of the smoke that caused to cover the Singapore. How many months there is a fog in Singapore? Many months. And latest report of the SDG of the Asia Pacific, the forest area or the loss of the forest area is the most important thing that need to reversals. When you pick up, when you design your work, if you work on the scale that is no one recognizes important, or if you design your work with everyone who are concerned, what is your opportunity to work? Is it different? If no one concerned about that, it will not create any work. But if everyone were concerned, then the budget, the cooperations, everything comes with it. What I want to leave you is that anytime you think about business, the latest Deloitte, do you know the Deloitte Touchot? It's a very well-known company about business analytics. They analyze that in the next decade, the company will not doing as business. They have to do the social business, because you cannot not be rich living on the castle on the top of the garbage. You cannot have a condominium and surrounding you with the smoke and robbery. It's meaning that this framework of the 17 UN SDG can help you to create, to be the social entrepreneur, and I encourage you to start your think quickly and fail quick and up quick again. Don't try this when you over 40 or when you're very stable, because it will not happen. But when you are brave enough, you are young enough, just try it, because it will not cause you death, but it may make you disappointment. But after that, wake up and start the new way of thinking. And please remember this. Don't stop at prototype. You have to work hard to make it sustain. And you will achieve your reward when you're scaling up. And you will not do any work when it becomes the systemic change. Do you know why the owner of the Microsoft, they are retired from the Microsoft and running the foundations? Because they are higher than this. They are the richest man in the world. Every moment they're sitting there, the money coming in, because they are scaling and the systemic change. So every personal computer use the Windows system. Very few use the Linux. And the Apple is on the opposite side. They are also create a systemic change. We have a lot of the Apple fans that they use iPhone, they use the new MacBook. They set the cult. Thank you for attending my class, and anyone who don't have it yet, please have it as is have a free time. But I want to tell you that I'm 54, my 2 kids were medical students, and another kid is on the final high school. I teach them to think like this. Don't think just to, I want to do some things. that is a proposal. If I want to change the world, that is a systemic change. Thank you.